Hello, this is week 2, and this week's big takeaway for me, anyway, was developing a simple method that helps cut down on errors when solving a SQL problem. The problem usually asks for some very specific data, like looking through a keyhole at your data, but the approach I'd like to take is to solve the problem by zooming out to the big picture overview first, and then narrowing it down in steps using filters until I get the precise view of the data that I want. This allows me to check that my process is working each step of the way, and it has to do with commenting out parts of my code that I don't need right away, and then uncommenting as I go, adding filters to refine my report. It sounds simple, but it's highly effective. So we'll use the CIS 117DB database, and let's say that our problem asks us to list the names of the customers in the database who have toll-free numbers, and we should display only one column, and it should list the names alphabetically. So we'll start out with a select all. From customers. And we've got a whole table there of all the customers. And up here, I'm going to comment out, but put in place the column that we want to see in our final report, customer last name. So that's locked and loaded and ready to go for when we come back. And the other thing that it's asking for is all the customers with a toll-free number. So I'm going to start out commenting out the where clause, where customer phone, and I'm going to use a wildcard operator, 800, and a percent sign, because I don't care what comes after the 800, just as long as they start with 800. That's fine by me. And for the first part, I'm going to order by customer phone. So we can collect our phone numbers in the same area and kind of evaluate before we start narrowing it down. So I execute this, and I should have put in descending order, so I'll do that. Now descending order. Now the 800s are pretty close to the top, and I can see that I've got 3 in this list. So now we want to narrow the whole field down, and we'll uncomment the where comment. Nope, too many back spaces. And we'll narrow this down to just the numbers or just the customers that have an 800 number, and there's 3 fields here, which is kind of nice. And we'll narrow it down even further to and uncomment the customer last name and the select all asterisk, and we'll run it again. And now we've got our one column. It's still sorting on customer phone, and it's not in order, so I'll change this to customer last name, run it, and there we go. That's our column, one column of customers who have 800 numbers listed alphabetically. Now, this is obviously a pretty easy problem to solve, but for me, it sets up a procedure that I follow from big picture to small, and it makes me confident that I end up with just the right information that I'm looking for. Okay, I hope that helps.